kid and we used to go on family vacations, us kids would sit in the back of the car, and one of our favorite games was called I Spy. And what that was, when cars come the other way, you'd spy them and you'd write down what the car was. Well, the car we have today we used to hate simply because it had the longest name out there, and like my dad always used to say, once you said the name, the car's gone by. We're going to remedy that today with this 1967 MGB GT, and this is a classic 2-minute test drive. Before we get going in this MGB, there's a couple of things you should know. First, there's no shoulder belts. This is 1967 technology. So I do have my seatbelt on, but it's just a lap belt. So this particular car comes with a 1.8-liter inline-4 with dual carbs. It has a 4-speed transmission with no synchro in first gear and no electronic overdrive. And, of course, it drives out the rack on the rear wheels, like any good GT car should. For a car that's, nearly 50 years old, feels very tight, doesn't wander. Now look at the stuff in the steering wheel. There's no buttons, there's no flappy paddles, there's no nothing. The gauges that you have right ahead of you, right where you want, are mile per hour, and the tach. That's exactly what you want to see. Also, that was really important in these cars was the oil pressure gauge and the water temperature. Because those of you that know British cars know they tend to leak a little bit. This car goes 0 to 60 miles an hour in just under 11 seconds. Now, a good 8-year-old on a tricycle could do it in about 12.5. You can hear the engine noise, even though we're only doing 65 kilometers an hour, and it's because this is the last year before the overdrive. We're already in 4th gear, and we're doing like 3,500 RPM. Also, you're about to notice here when I come up to this stop sign, his first gear has no synchro, so it might get a little loud. Yep. Oopsie. This car has a manual choke. This is carbureted. There's no fuel injection. Right? It has a manual heater, manual windows. The gearbox is manual. This car's got a lot of character to it. The steering is really tight, but you feel every bump comes right through the steering rack. They're fun cars to just drive around through the hills like this. I mean, that's what, back in the day, that's what this car was made for, right? It was a sports GT car, a tourer. But if you're just going to go out for a daily drive around, this is a great car for doing this. Really, let's be honest, MGBs really are not my thing. But after driving this one today, they might be, especially one with a roof like this GT. Now, these cars are not everyday drivers anymore, but if you want to spend a day out in the country, MGB might be the way to go. For the classic 2-minute test drive, I'm Russ Bond.